Interesting chat. Hi guys. How's things? I'll stick it on that for now. Leave it there. I might just move this in a wee bit so that I can go sit. Right. Did the emoji just assume my gender or something? Did I do something wrong? Probably the latter. Hello F7, hello Matt, and hello Ish, and hello to everyone who's joining. Welcome to the chat. Live tech chat, woo. Hello Mr. Big C. How's everybody's week been? Nice one, Ish. What have I been up to this week? I've been up to a lot this week, actually. Where is the schedule so I can remember what the hell I've been doing this week? I've been doing the budget series with F7. That's been good. I filmed my bit today, F7, by the way. Ambulance going by, saving people's lives, ruining people's live streams. Our baby's nearly four months old. Our week has been anything but quiet and peaceful. Oh yeah, I can only imagine. Well, first of all, congratulations. Second of all, good luck. Whapped it, so I forgot to get dinner first. Don't you do that every stream? How was Andy's week? Hectic and a lot of pain. In fact, let me just double check the pain diary, but I think this is the worst week for pain that I've had in a while, actually. Set that to like November. Yeah, this has been one of the worst weeks for consistency. So yeah, not great. Hello Ryan, what phone did you get? Glad for the hectic. Nice to be busy though. Yes, yeah. Had fun on Tuesday. I rented a ridiculously large van to go pick up a new washing machine for the one that we like bought because ours had died. And it was a bit of a logistical challenge to get the old washing machine to the tip before the tip closed, and B, before then the person that we were buying it from was going to be available. And yeah, also dropping off an old mattress at Heart Foundation furniture shop. So that was fun. Also just driving a very large van was difficult. Well, not difficult, it was a bit of a challenge, but it was fun. More torque than my car. Went for the Mate 20 Pro, nice. That's cool. Seems to be a good phone. Bloody washing machines, build your own. Yeah, actually, it's funny. It was only the control board that died. Everything else, which I meant to salvage the motor, because big motor, why not, right? But yeah. Hello, Lava Creeper. How you doing? Hello, Roderick. Hello, Gardner. Too much VR. You feel sick? Nice. It's actually an interesting one because I never really got sick with my. I don't know if you can see it, but my Vive, I have Pavlov, which is the CSGO for VR, and a lot of people that I've had over the last few days, weeks, who tried it felt really sick after using it, which is very strange, because I didn't. Roderick, what laptop do you think is best for content creation in 2019? Should I wait for the XPS? So Wapted is kind of right. Depends what your budget is, really, because there's, you know, the best laptop for content creation is one of the ones with the either full-size Ryzen or full-size Intel chips with like a 2080 or something stupid in it, but you know, those are like 3-4 grand. So can you customize washer bricks inside the bottom to make it quieter? Sadly not. Going like 2.5K max. Is that pounds or dollars? Or another currency? Using PS4 with 0 hour, given me the book, yeah, I can play Battlezone 4 hours straight. Interesting. Fair play. Euros. Cool. So yeah, the Dell XPS with updated graphics will be a little bit better, but where in theory, any of the new gaming laptops that have an RTX 2070, 2080 will probably be actually rather good for you. Even laptops with the RTX 2060 would be quite interesting. Mr. Relentless UK, Wapted again answered my question. Answered the question. So yeah, the only real places that you can go from a 1080 is 1080 Ti, or Radeon 7 or 2080 2080 Ti. All of those options are £700+, and you do get a decent performance bump from say a 1080 to a 1080 Ti, or otherwise. A 1080 Ti, a Radeon 7, and a 2080 are all basically the same performance right now. So, yeah. Nice one, Garner. Enjoy. But yeah, so the 2080 Ti is kind of the top of the stack, but it's also $1.5 for one of those cards. So, yeah. What TechteamGB, nice. Or if you're Jura, Crossfire and SLI, oh Jesus, no. It's okay, Jura's at Lidl again. So it's fine. So yeah, what have I done? So, I've got a really interesting video on frame times tomorrow. That's tomorrow evening as usual. Out of interest, does anyone know what frame times are and or why they're important? Like already? Laptid, why do you need a 2080 Ti? Probably scooting around Lidl with 2 trolleys. Sounds about right. Yeah, does anyone have any idea of frame times? We should also talk about the 2060, because a lot of people have been commenting on that. Like a lot of people. Aren't they something to do with FPS? Yeah, sort of. So, no, it's a 1080 in 60 seconds. Is Ryzen 5 2600 and RTX 2060 a good combo, or should I wait for 3rd gen Ryzen? So a lot of people are higher frame times to that cinematic experience. So a lot of people would say wait for a Ryzen. You're going to be waiting until March, April, May, June kind of time before you actually get one. So if you can wait the like 4 to 6 months that it might take for that to come out, then sure. There will be some. It looks like there will be some decent single-threaded performance advantage, and potentially for the money core advantage too. But yeah, and also clock speed advantage. But the chips aren't bad, and you can also upgrade them as you go. So as long as the motherboard you buy gets a BIOS update, which it should do, then it should support the newer CPUs anyway. So if you build a system with a Ryzen 2600 now with, say, a B450 motherboard, you can then go and upgrade the CPU after the fact kind of thing. Once the new ones come out, you should be able to just drop it in and use everything else the same, just obviously replace the CPU and you're all good. Oh, crikey. Thank you, Chris. I'm glad you managed to catch a stream. Thank you very much. Upgraded from a 980 to 2080 and now games look much better. Ah, fair play. There's your is it that side? Let me triple check. Yeah, no, that side. Over there. Yeah, welcome to the stream. See what happened. Yeah, fair play. That's like 980 to 2080 is a pretty big jump. So that's pretty cool. Are you using RTX at all? If so, what do you think of it? Gonna buy B450. I think Ryzen will be alright. 2600 will be alright for now. I would agree with you. Yeah. Yeah, so frame times. There we go. That's what I was going for. Frame times are the amount of time that each frame takes to draw. FPS is an average of frame times, basically, right? The main difference is that FPS isn't linear, so 10 FPS to 20 FPS is a very noticeable difference. 20 FPS to 30 FPS is still a big difference, but it is less noticeable. And then as you go from 30 to 60, very noticeable, but 60 to 120, well, that's definitely noticeable, but not as noticeable. And then 120 to 240, I physically couldn't tell the difference. And then, above that, so that's the, that's the progression there. The video will explain it better tomorrow, so I definitely recommend you check that out. But yeah, it's frame times are, I think, a more accurate way of looking at benchmark results. Not really tried it yet, just playing with settings in Battlefield 5 at the moment. Fair play. Battlefield 5 is the one that I've tried. Obviously, if you've seen the 2060 video, then you'll know what I think of it. But yeah, if you do have Battlefield 5, which you say you do, so that's fine, do give it a shot and let me know what you think. I'll have a go at the weekend when I get home. Nice. Cool, man. Did I miss anything? Missed any questions from further up? I don't think so. You don't have cur pickup for old large trash. It's like £16 for the council to come and pick that sort of thing up. And since I was already renting the van to bring the washing machine home, dropping the old one at the dump was reasonable. Frame times are handy since it's what many bench suites spit out natively. Yeah, it is. We helped with that. we helped translate that for a lot of people with their present man launcher, even if it died quietly. Favorite game genre? It used to be sandbox, like GTA. Nowadays it's a bit more FPS. But also just whatever category Rocket League fits in. Rocket League. I got it free with a card. Oh yeah, nice. Did you get Anthem as well? Or have you got a code for Anthem as well? Hello Kev and hello PGR. How you doing? How has everybody's week been? You been up to anything? Any interesting tech? Obviously, we got a 2080 here. No Battlefield 5. Okay, so I guess that's, you got it a little bit earlier when they were only offering Battlefield 5. Oh well, fair play. I played the beta for Anthem, which, as MX150 Gaming says, is a Destiny 2 ripoff. It feels very much like that. The very short alpha, like closed alpha that they had, was kind of interesting, I suppose, because it felt very like cold, clinical, like it felt like it was designed in a boardroom instead of a creative room kind of thing. It felt very almost cookie cutter, like you do this thing, then this thing will happen, you do this thing, then this thing will happen. And it's like you go to whatever, you go down a hole and you're like, right, well, you've got to collect these 6 orbs to unlock a gate that some enemies will spawn. And then once you defeat these enemies, you'll then go to another bit of the room where you do the exact same thing and more enemies will spawn. And as you do each one of the things, more enemies will spawn in like the same places. And it just felt very, yeah, cookie cutter, which was a bit naff. Yes, missing the MSI gaming headset because I waited too long. Fair play. Got myself 3 channel partners for review samples, all 3 of giving me free reign to say what I want to, which is good. Nice. I mean, are you interested in saying who they are, or are you holding them tight? PGR made his first thumbnail in a while, a floating Logitech G903. Nice. Nice one. Yeah, anyone played any interesting games this week or anything? Sam, hello, I'm new to your channel, but this seems interesting. Can you explain what this stream is? Yeah, sure. So the stream is just well, as it says in the title, a live tech chat. It's a place where everyone can hang out, chat about their week in tech, I suppose, and all that sort of stuff. But yeah, if you have any tech questions, or if you want to chat about videos that went out this week, or I suppose trending stories in the tech world, then it's all free, fair game, all free to have a go at. So yeah, but as F7 says, welcome to the chat. Whoa, Apple sponsors F7. I'm gonna go with Asus, or Acer. Epic Games got hacked, did they? I think I heard about that. Maybe somewhere. Yeah. Old Epic Games webpage. Oh. Don't you dare autoplay a video. Stop autoplaying videos, God! This is why people hate your website, Jesus. Phishing scam that tricked token verification. Okay, fair play. There was an interesting thing with phishing scams where, because of it's not a vulnerability in SSL, but it was a vulnerability in website certificates. You could actually have it. Yes, PS4 for the players ad. You can actually have it where you would click on a link that would go to the, like, it would be the actual web address, but it would man in the middle attack you and take you to an exact copy of the site. And then as soon as it got your login details or whatever, it would then redirect you, logged in, mind you, to the original site that you were meant to go to. How crazy is that? But that was kind of a big thing with a lot of type of phishing attacks. Also, separately, something like 700 million passwords were leaked recently from a few sites in one dump. Crikey, that's a bit much. Sam, sounds good. Awesome. 8 gig or 16 gig of RAM. So if you're just gaming, 8 gig is okay. 16 gig is definitely a little bit better, leaves some more room for doing extra stuff on top. If you're doing anything other than sort of just gaming, then 16 gig definitely can be useful for you, and so I'd probably recommend that. But yeah, personally I run 32, but that's because I video edit and I run out of RAM a lot. So yeah, but other than that, yeah, 16 is kind of the maximum I'd recommend for most normal people, but 8 gig is just about okay. I do actually have a video on that. Nice one. Chris Pritchard, which is more reliable, iPhone XS Max or Samsung Note 9? I generally don't think that phones break all that much unless you break them, in which case I think the Note 9 has better like crack resistance and stuff, or at very least I've seen less Note 9s like with like smash screens and stuff, so probably that one. I mean, as someone who uses OnePlus 3T myself, I'm partial to the Android way of life, but it's totally up to you. Sam, any tips for making money online as a 16-year-old? I used to do some game server which made me like $500 a month, but didn't enjoy doing it. that's an impressive income for you know, some game servers and stuff. That's pretty cool. There's nothing really that stands out as sort of easy money. It kind of depends on what you're interested in doing, and all that sort of stuff. Hypothetically, you know, YouTube and Twitch, but they can be quite saturated markets. So yeah. Otherwise, I mean, there's certainly like the sort of boring things. You know, there's all the old like survey kind of stuff, but that's not going to get you $500 a month. So yeah, there's nothing really I can think of off the top of my head that's easy money, because yeah, it'd be, otherwise everyone would do it. PGR kind of same goes for 14-15-year-olds really. Anything that, like, find stuff that you enjoy and do that instead of trying to get money from it, I suppose. Oh, is that you, Ish? My is what I page anyway. Ish posted a few links in the Discord if you guys are interested in the 773 million password records. Nice. What are game servers as a job? I mean, if you, Sam, if you want to elaborate on what you were doing with the game servers, but I assume that's either donations for access to servers or like payment for access to servers. If EA created a smartphone, they would be like $500 to unlock the display, $300 for the camera. Yeah, that kind of sounds like them. Hey Dan, how you doing? Not trying to incite a war, but for the classic AMD versus Intel debate, what would you recommend I pair with an RTX 2060? A Ryzen 5 2600X or an Intel i5 8400 for gaming / extremely light workstation use? So if you're in the like 1080p gaming brackets, which I assume you probably are, then technically speaking, I think the 8400 might be ever so slightly faster, but the 2600 is generally a better overall deal, if you like. And also you get a great upgrade path, because while you get with the i5 8400, you don't really have an upgrade path. You can maybe put a 9400 or whatever, whenever that's available, in, and that's a thing. But you won't be able to put whatever the next gen is in, because Intel has a great habit of not supporting previous generations of motherboards. Whereas AMD's AM4 socket, they're planning on supporting until literally like the end of next year. So they you've got a better upgrade path, and especially if you go with one now, like a 2600X now, you can then go with the like 3600X or whatever in 6 months or 12 months time, and that should just be a BIOS update and drop in part, and that would all be good. I used to develop servers for games like Minecraft and stuff, and people used to buy in-game items. I made a little over $100 a week. However, some weeks I was making more like $50 a day. I don't enjoy the games though, so I had a lack of motivation to carry on. Fair play, man. That's nice. You got in on the microtransaction game real early, which is awesome. Chris, I'm going to uni this year after finishing my A-levels. Wanted to bring a laptop and have a budget of about £1,000, as I don't trust to bring my desktop. What would you suggest? So £1,000 generally gets you something in the order of like the MSI G. It's not the G S or GE. It's the GP or GL series now, I think. But you're looking at like GTX 1060 type laptops, which are actually pretty great. And so if you want gaming, then that would be the route to go. I think Asus do a few of those sorts of ones. Let me double check. Does everyone here live in England? Not everyone. There's a few people here from the Europes, and there's definitely some Americans. I think the majority of Americans don't tend to turn up in the stream all that much, just because of the time that it's at. I mean, whereabouts are you, Sam? I assume America. Jesus, they've hiked their prices a fair bit. Maybe 1050 Ti? That's so many. Why would you not just? Apparently, £1,000 is or not. Okay, that's weird. I don't quite understand, but so Chris, yeah, Chris, check out that Amazon link, and that should give you a rough idea of what I sort of recommend. If you're studying game development, then powerful laptop is probably worth it. Cool. Oh, you're in Blackpool. Nice. I assumed since you're talking in dollars that it was you're American. Fair play. I'm in the East Midlands. Right, fair play, Sam. Fair play. That's still a great amount of money. That's awesome. Not so sunny Cornwall. Yeah, drizzly East Midlands. Chris, I have more. I assume that's other questions or... Oh, more of an idea now. Nice. Cool. Yeah, no worries. Dan is a computer science, or used to be a computer science student, and is now a lead software engineer. So he speaks the truth when it comes to going to uni. I didn't go to uni. I did this instead. Tulio, I apologize if I'd say your name wrong, but thank you. Awesome. I tried YouTube before, but I struggled to come up with good video ideas. It is a struggle, so you're not alone. Yeah, you definitely have to be, I suppose, original in this space, which I try to be, even if I fail sometimes. The 2060 video, just speaking of videos, is kind of funny, actually, because it's kind of gone pretty well for me. 8,000 views in a few days, which is always good. What's interesting really is that the comment section, because I structure my videos as like point, counterpoint, opinion, and repeat, especially for that video, because I didn't just like utterly rant on it or utterly rave at it. I got a really weird selection of comments, because I got people saying, you're such a shill, Nvidia clearly paid for this. And then I also got comments saying, oh my god, I can't believe you like this card, why are you even recommending it, go die in a fire. So it was a really weird mix of, I was getting both, I hate you because you don't hate it, and I hate you because you hate it comments, and it's very confusing. Hello Nath, how you doing? How's the house? Chris, he did live in accommodation for the first year. And hello Colin, sorry I didn't say hello earlier. I did see you and it was in my mind to say it, but yeah. Sure, we'll show that. I like your desk PC build and the upgrades video. Thank you. I like the PC too. There's definitely some things that I still don't like about it. You know, the way that I did the like actual mounting the hardware and all that sort of stuff isn't great. There is actually still a hard drive just sat inside, not in any sort of mount or anything. But it's there, I suppose. But it does a good job. It's relatively quiet. It gets a little bit loud with just the fan noise because there's now 4 fans in there plus the graphics card. You know, keeping everything cool. But temperatures are actually surprisingly all right, and I really like the style. So yeah, I'm pretty happy with it. Currently doing it. Wait. By the way, you and Linus made me cancel my computer shopper sub. Nice. I'm currently doing my GCSE course for A level. I want to do maths, physics, and computer science. I want to be something like a software engineer if YouTube doesn't work out. It is definitely a good career to go with. So it's definitely where I'd recommend heading. And Sam, you thinking about forensic computing and cybersecurity course when I'm older? Bring loads of job opportunities and also pay a decent amount. Yeah, definitely would, man. I think the best place to go, Ryan, is a software engineer. Hello, Joe. How you doing? Glad to have you, and glad to see you're still working. Yeah, I think Sam, a good way to head would be doing some courses on cybersecurity and that sort of stuff. See ya, MX150. But yeah, that would be what I recommend. And getting a decent understanding of. I mean, if you already have a decent understanding of programming, then that's great. But the more that you can know about programming, then specifically sort of white hat hacking, if you like. There's a lot of different courses and stuff that you can get for really cheap and or free, like on YouTube, that would put you in a very good place in terms of getting jobs. Or put you sort of ahead of a lot of other people. Just wait for your 3rd year of computer science and do a cybersecurity module. Yeah, because that totally teaches you everything to do with yes, Nathan builds sheds. Very big sheds, I must add, but still sheds. Is 3rd Gen Ryzen going to be AM4, and will mobile companies just release a load of X570 or similar to accommodate new gen of chips? 3rd Gen Ryzen will be AM4, it will be supported on older boards, and there likely will be a new chipset to go along with it, with basically just slightly better support for the newer chips and maybe some better power delivery for the higher end ones. That'll be about it. Does anyone know how much the picture signal degrades if running over HDMI more than 50 meters? Normally, it's not really like signal. Like it's not, you know, the image doesn't just get fuzzy or anything because it's a digital connection. It starts just losing packets, or losing data, and so often we'll either just blank screen or skip frames, or the monitor will do frame duplication until it dies. Yeah, the HDMI repeaters are a thing. So yeah, grab one of those if it's a problem. Parasite Talks, do you think the 1066 Ti rumors are real? Be a very strange one. I know that there is a theory about a 1160, like a standard 1160 that doesn't have the ray tracing and tensor cores. And so in theory, yes, but yeah. Andy, where's the Siege gone? What do you mean? Does anyone know why my internet is capped at about 2 megabytes per second of download when it's supposed to be around 17 megabytes per second? Is that megabytes or megabits? Because if it's capital M lower b, then that's megabits, and therefore that is you basically divide it by 10, give or take, which means that 2 megabytes per second is correct. What would you say the best programming language to learn is? So a lot of people say that like the best one to start with is Python, because you get a lot of the understanding of how basically all of the other languages work, but you don't have to necessarily care so much about syntax. Personally, I know a bit of Python, a bit of Java, a bit of C++, a bit of C#, Fortran, Cobalt. But yeah, Python would be the best one to go for. Everything, not just Pascal. Oh god, Delphi. I forgot about Delphi. Oh boy. That was like, how can you write a programming language so that it's completely different to all of the programming languages that you'll actually use in the real world? And then how do we take that programming language and make it even worse so that when you actually go to teach that language, it is just worlds different from any other language? That's Delphi. After AMD disappointing with Radeon 7, I think they're having issues with Navi. So the Radeon 7 is basically just a Radeon Instinct card rebranded, right? So if you keep that in mind, then they probably are releasing the Radeon 7 because they already have those cards and they just want to sell a few more of them to get sort of quantities up so that they can get cheaper prices for Radeon Instinct, right? And so if that is the position you understand Radeon 7 to be, then you don't necessarily come to that conclusion about Navi. But we'll have to see, right? It's all unreleased stuff. Rumors and stuff is all just in the middle. I already have a good understanding about Python, but want to learn a language that you can do more, if you get what I mean. Okay, so Dan's saying you can use Pygame or PyQt is there. So Python is pretty, like, there is a lot of depth to Python that is not necessarily there on the surface. If you want to do if you want to go further, then you can go with what I think it's C# that they keep changing it. Is it C# with Unity and then C++ with Unreal Engine? Is that Dan? Is that right? I can't remember because I think they changed languages for. Thank you. I think they changed languages from UDK to Unreal Engine 4. So yeah, if you want to know a bit more about game development stuff, then yeah. Personally, I like C# because it doesn't break stuff into bloody headers and main code. But yeah, that's that. I think C++ is probably the best language to learn overall because it's a very industrialized language, if you like, and so a lot of stuff is, that it's kind of one of the more common business languages, but C#, as Chris says, is good for Unity, and personally, it's the one that I know most of. That and Java. I hate Java. Who doesn't? No, Java is the best because that's what companies are using. C++ is not as popular as we think. Is it really? Okay. I mean, you're the one in the business. I just, do YouTube videos. I'm just going to call you Master because I can't really bring Avid Master. Okay, 2060 or 2080? Bit of a weird question. 2060 is cheaper and generally a little bit better value for money, but 2080 gives a good bit more performance. So if you're willing to spend the money on a 2080, then sure, go for it. Any teasers for upcoming videos? So the frame times one for tomorrow actually is great. And then we have a video with S7 actually on Monday, and then I can't tell you what's coming out on Tuesday. It's Tuesday next week, not Wednesday, because it's a release of a product, but it's an NDA product, so I can't tell you. Does anyone know software that plays HDR movies in a non-HDR monitor without washed out pale image quality? I mean, the only thing that I can think of is VLC, because if VLC can't play it, nothing can. Memes. Like Captain One don't have any projects with C++, just Java. Okay, fair play. That's pretty easy if you know OOP as well. What? Ah. Gosh, tried learning Java, hardly understood any of it. I tend to find that I learn languages better when I have a project that I need done and needs to be in that language, aka an Android app. So yeah. Frame times will be good, much better indication of the experience you'll get, and is still often overlooked. Yeah, totally. Oh, object-oriented programming, got you, right. I'm not used to reading it as thingy. Yes, Chris, you're totally right, which is why I'm doing the video on it. Kind of to give a basic understanding of what frame times are, and just a little sneak hint into why they're important, and then obviously linking off to the Scott Watson, Steve from Gamers Nexus video that kind of goes into a bit more detail about why specifically the comparison between FPS and frame times, and why frame times is a much more accurate representation, I suppose, rather than FPS. Yeah, we'll see the video tomorrow. Is RX 480 good for 121? What? VLC plays, but the image quality is really washed out. Yeah, I mean, I'm not too sure. If it's baked into... Oh, right, £121. Yes, that's great. Great card for that sort of price. So, Gamer Pants, if it's if it's baked into the video, then you'll either need to add some filters to your playback, or that's kind of the only thought, really. Looking forward to Mondays. Will there be subtitles? So that's because F7's in it, and he's a lot more Scottish than I am. Hello. Is it possible to DDoS a lawnmower? Okay. Okay, the new. I didn't ken what you saying, you wee lassie. Distributed denial of suitable grass. True. True. You just sold an iPod Nano for £126. Wow, how? And sold your 1050 Ti for 130. That's also pretty good. Oh, actually, Tokyo Scotland had an Irish brew today. Nice. Good job. Good job keeping us Scots in business or something. I studied C++ in school and still hate it. Yeah, no. You managed to DDoS your granddad's false hip once. Nice. Luca's giving Del Boyer for his money. God damn it, guys. God damn it. Adrian forgot about this. Still can't decide between the 2060 or 1070 Ti for gaming. Not sure if 6 gig of RAM will be enough. So I addressed this in the video a little bit. There was certainly a few comments on that video that were talking about the VRAM. And my personal opinion is that 6 gig is fine, right? Because the graphics core really can't pull all that much more from like in terms of performance anyway. So even if you're gaming at 1440p on fairly high settings, you're going to be looking at fairly slow. And then even if the graphics, the memory is a bottleneck there, it's going to be close. You know, the graphics core is going to be a close second there, so probably not the end of the world. Hello, more gang. How you doing? But in terms of straight up performance, obviously 1070 Ti and 2060 are very similar right now. Obviously, the 2060 has, I guess, a bit more legs on it in terms of ability to stretch. And if you can get it for around sort of 320, 350 pound mark, then sure, it's probably not bad. Sam, opinions on AirPods. I've seen people wearing them and I think they kind of look a bit stupid, but that's just me. I use wired headphones still. Actually, since they're both literally stuck together, I use Jaybird X3s and one more E1001s. These are beautiful headphones. I just love them to pieces. Get them. I use those personally. Hang it up. But they're triple drivers, very nice quality. Come with a hard leather carrying case, which is very nice, and means that I haven't broke them. So yeah, me likey. And I still have a headphone jack in my phone, so. Any single slot AMD cards with no external power? RX 460, because I have one. Both of them will do 4K, so you won't care if about RTX. Get anyone which is cheaper. Yeah. Since my missus nicknamed Nick my One Mores, they've moved onto a wireless pair, which are great. Nice. Is that the tiny ones? Because they were gonna send me them for a Christmas guide, but they never turned up. I've got some AirPods equivalent, and they're really useful. They're smaller and not Apple, so win. Nice, nice. It's the thing that comes out. Like if it was just the earbud, then it looks fine. But it's the fact that it comes out as if it has a wire, but then doesn't. There's just, I don't know. It just looks something poncy about it. I used some AirPods once before, but they seem to have a light delay. They seem to have a light delay on the audio, which is really annoying when watching videos. Okay, that's weird. Fair enough. Gonna buy an MSI Optics gaming monitor SteelSeries Artist for a wireless game DAC. Do you think that's a good offer? I think that they're both good things. The Optics, that's the 24-inch, that's the 1080p one. So in that case, yeah, it's cool. Bagley is a professor at the University of Nottingham. And he used to walk around the computer science building with them in. Wasn't good luck. Nice. Oh boy. But yeah, more gang. Both of those are good products, so sure. Whether it's a good offer depends on what price they are, so I don't know. I still have an HD 5450 and the fan noise makes it sounds as if it will cool down a Titan RTX. Intel or AMD? Depends what price point, depends what you're after, but as a whole right now, AMD. Just as I mentioned, by the way, while we were all here, I mean, yeah, the stream technically was sponsored by Chris Cooper this week. Still, thank you. But also go check out Kev. He's clicked at UK. Who's plugging his channel real hard. But go check him out. He's an awesome patron and makes cool tech videos as well. So feel free to go take a look and see if his channel is worth a subscribe. I think it is. I'm subscribed. Nick, hi guys, how you doing? I'm a new builder getting a Ryzen 3 Asus Prime B350. What's the cheapest DDR4 RAM and GTX? So graphics card. Got a 500 watt power supply coming. So yeah. You'd probably want 8 gigs at least, if not 16 gigs, and anything in the order of thank you for subscribing. Anything in the order of like 2400 megahertz all the way up to 3000 megahertz is kind of what I'd recommend there. What graphics card really depends on what sort of price you've got. If you're getting a Ryzen 3, then you're probably looking at like a 1050 Ti sort of card. So any one of those, basically. eBay. Go buy the MSI one because it's single slot. Because I have one. Yeah, PC Part Picker is a great place to find good prices. Best place to buy RAM really depends on prices. I have affiliate links with Amazon and Overclockers UK, so I'm kind of tempted to recommend you those places. But Amazon generally has free shipping and good customer service for the most part, and Overclockers UK has good customer service. Normally you have to pay for shipping though, as you do with Scan, Novatech, Box, and a few other people. But in the UK, all of those guys are still great, and eBuyer as well. Reddit has a build a PC sales UK subreddit with some deals posted every now and again. Nice. That's a good shout. The Lion Mine. What's the best RAM for this build? Asus Zenith Extreme, Threadripper 2950X, and a Strix 2080 OC. So probably a 32 gig kit of whatever type of RAM you want, really. If you want some RGB, like the Corsair RGB kit that I have that I use in my Threadripper build, as long as it has 4 sticks and is quad channel compatible, that would be what I recommend. It depends on what you're after. If you're doing some very heavy type of video editing, then 64 gigs might be a better shout. So it's an option for you. But in terms of the speed and latency, I'd probably try and stick to CL16s if you can, or lower, for the cast latency. And then in terms of clock speed, you're probably looking at about 3000 megahertz or so. Hello Alt, how you doing? Bought an Epic chair off Overclockers, which had poor stitching. They sorted it out in no time. Well worth extra over Amazon, and they pay taxes. Very true. Very true. Thanks, Chris. Opinions on Pleasure Beach? No idea what that is. Trident C Royal RGB. That's the tackiest stuff I've ever seen in my life. Do you think Intel will bring more competition to the GPU space? It'll be interesting to see. I mean, obviously, Intel's probably one of the only companies in the world that has enough money to buy the IP that is needed for, graphics cards. But yeah, it'll be interesting to see, definitely. So a few people think the Trident Z Royal is dope. Yeah, maybe for AI people. Blackpool Pleasure Beach? Never been, sorry. Royal RGB maker, smoking dope, yeah. Yeah. Yeah, skull plate stuff. Yeah, what I think is tacky and Ryan thinks is beautiful. Each to their own. Lincolnshire is far enough north for me. Fair play, man. It's horrible, just saying. Can't find any RX 460 single slots available. Check. Have you searched for an MSI one, Luca? Because there was like 4 available when I bought mine. What would happen if AMD acquired Nvidia instead of ATI back in the day? They were in talks with Nvidia. That'd be a very interesting game. it's it's not exactly where the world has gone, but it'd be very, very interesting. Anyone who got cats walking across your keyboard? I know a few people that do. Oh, is the RX 580, 570 Armor 8GB good with an AMD Ryzen 2600? Yes, both are. Both are fantastic options for that. Wow, they really have all gone. Well, here's the RX 550 version, Luca. A little bit slower, I think, but it's the same cooler on the RX 460 version. But yeah. What happened to the huge drop in RAM and graphic card prices predicted a year ago when Bitcoin thing failed? I know, right? Be great. I think a lot of people are either holding on to them or drip feeding them so that they don't crash the value, because they know that if everyone starts trying to sell graphics cards, then you end up with no money at the end. So, yeah. Hello, Apted. You're back with 4 minutes to spare. RX 550 is 550 SP or an 850. Oh, stream processors. Right. Yeah, I think there is quite a big difference. Is the Artist Pro wired without Game DAC also good? I didn't think that there was an Artist Pro wired without the Game DAC. Oh, that's new. Huh. Didn't know that existed. I expect that it's fine. I mean, I think what they're doing is selling the same headset, but using the more basic DAC. So it's not as it won't be as high quality, I guess. But personally, I didn't really notice all that much of a difference. So that's me. For streaming, GeForce, AMD Radeon, they both do a great job, really. AMD's VC encoder and NVIDIA's NVENC encoder is great, so yeah. Starman, have you got yourself a 3D printer yet or reviewed one? I have reviewed one, I do have one. It's the Anet AA or Prusa i3, but it's a bit finicky and breaks quite a lot, so I don't tend to use it all that often. So it's really not all that used. I'd like to use it more often. There's definitely some things that like I'd like to print, but it's just it's always such a pain with like things breaking. Anyone used an Arduino here? Yes. I actually gave mine to Dan to do our quadcopter stuff. Which, by the way, Dan, if you're still watching, how's that going? Have you done that at all yet? What would you print though? Landfill? Yeah, probably. What would you use it for? 3D printer? There's lots of little things. Little, I guess, like other like practical little things. I don't know, like printing a doorstop instead of having to go buy one. Stupid stuff like that. Or I don't know, when little things break and then being able to 3D print stuff. Yeah, cable combs is cool. I can't say progress has been made. I thought so. Fair enough. I can understand it for projects. That too. I've been printing Star Wars characters. Nice. I do have a 3D printed Darth Vader up there. Productivity, macOS or Windows 10? Windows 10, personally. I don't really like macOS, so yeah. And yeah, it depends what your definition of productivity is, but yeah, I mean, literally looking below my chat window, I have all of the Adobe suite and all of the Word suite, so, and Visual Studio. So gotta yeah. Gamer Chris, I think so. I think it's like with NVENC, it's like NVIDIA encoder, I guess. NVIDIA video in, yeah, I guess so. I think VCE is video compression engine? I don't know. Something like that. I'm trying to learn After Effects in detail. Nice. It's a pain. Watching a documentary from NASA, them using IMAX. Why? Who knows? That's very weird. I guess they had some like whatever software they use. The game dev labs here have Max. Why? Okay, fair enough. Do you use a VM on any of your PCs? I'm trying it VirtualBox. I don't, although I have before for different projects and stuff. But yeah, VirtualBox is good, or it's useful anyway. Anyway, I'm gonna disappear. Thank you guys all for the stream, and I hope you all join back next week. Same time as usual, 8 PM UK time Thursdays, and obviously videos Monday, Tuesday next week instead of Wednesday and Friday. So yeah, thanks guys. Hope you have a great night and week, and we'll see you all next week.